How would you like to know more about Marilyn Monroe? Marilyn Monroe was one of the top paid actresses in the 1950s. Today we're going to be talking about her life, her career, and her death. Marilyn Monroe was not only an actress, but she was also a model. According to Susan Abbason's book, Critical Companion to Arthur Miller, published in July 2007, Monroe began life as Norma Jean Baker. Born on June 1st, the film cutter Gladys Baker. She was uncertain as to who Monroe's father was, and unwilling to raise her herself, she placed Monroe in foster care, visiting every Saturday. A few months later, her mother suffered a mental breakdown. Apparently, there was a history of insanity in the family. Monroe was an award of the state and was placed from foster cares to orphanages. At the age of 16, she married James Daughtry. As seen in Jennifer Rosenberg's The 20th Century History Experts article, accessed on November 4, 2016, Monroe was working at a factory when she was discovered by photographer David Conover, who was photographing females working for the war effort. Conover's pics of Monroe were featured in many pinup magazines. In July 1946, these pinup magazines brought Monroe to the attention of 20th Century Fox. By August, they had offered Monroe a 6-month contract with the option to renew every 6 months. In 1948, she appeared as an extra in a few movies. By 1950, she appeared in Love Happy and a small role in All About Eve. Monroe played her first leading role as a mentally unbalanced babysitter in Don't Bother to Knock in 1952. Over the next 2 years, Monroe made some of her most famous movies, which grossed over $200 million. She was now a major actress. According to website History.com, accessed on November 4, 2016, on August 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead in her home in Los Angeles. She was discovered lying nude on her bed face down, with a telephone in one hand. Empty bottles of pills prescribed for her depression were laid all around the room. After a brief investigation, the Los Angeles police concluded that her death was caused by a self-administered overdose of sedative drugs. The mode of death was probable suicide. Marilyn Monroe spent the majority of her childhood in foster homes. She starred in many films, and she modeled and was featured in many magazines. Her life seemed perfect, but she suffered from depression and ended up taking her own life.